sorry. But so how did you get into sort of bringing light into your sculptures?
I knew for a long time I had like my work had a voice, had an aesthetic, had a unique kind of feel, and after doing it for so long, I was just like thinking about what other things I can apply it to. So first one was like light, and then came shelving, and then I'm thinking of like mirrors now. You know? So it's kind of like I work backwards. Usually people make something and then, you know, it's like form follows function. Like the shape of the thing follows like the function, right?
Yeah.
But I'm doing it the other way around, where it's like, you know, I follow the aesthetic and then I find a function for it. You know?
But functionality is kind of like the end goal, or
I don't
what
know.
happens?
I'm exploring it. I'm exploring it. I just like follow my instincts. I feel like also I just think it looks cool to have like this organic shape with the light coming off of it. Yeah, so that's, you know, so.
Well, I think of them as your babies, and like I said, you're warm, so then you bring a lot of warmth to the pieces.
It's funny you say that, because like when I'm working on them on this table here, like I have all of my tools and stuff to like work up here, right, I grab them, but it feels like, you know how a surgeon works? It's like I feel like these are like specimens, so when you say babies, it's like, or species or organic, it has like a life to it. And then people say it looks like oceanic type of life forms or phytoplankton. This one's actually called Cimbella. It's funny, I made this first, and then I saw online like marine, like I was looking up marine biology, and there was one that looked just like it, and I was like, oh, and so I named it after this one called Cimbella. It looks just like it.
Yeah, they say we're always just like imitating nature. Right?
Yeah.
But I don't know. Yeah. But yours also brings out a lot of the like the architectural aspects.
Yeah.
Your piece, right? Yeah, I was gonna ask you, like, looking in these drawers and stuff, like so I love this book called Daily Rituals. This is a fun question, and it was written by somebody who was procrastinating on her work. And so she was like trying to figure out how anybody gets anything done. And so she started interviewing people, and it's like Franz Kafka and Oprah and all these people are in the book who like, they talk about how they get their routine in so they can focus on their work. So I just wanted to ask you, like, how do you sit down and get to this, like, in your busy life? Do you have a routine, or? That's a big question, I know.
When you say get to it,
do you have a routine in your day that, like, I don't know?
Not really. I just know, like, I want to get it done, so then I just carve out time to get it done, you know? So in between work and leisure and making music. But for the last few months, because I do music as well, so the last few months have been more focused. When I get focused, I get hyper focused on one thing. But if it's music, I'm like into it. So I don't schedule it out. I just like in 2 a.m, I'm up doing this.
Wow.
Like 6 a.m, I'm doing this. I know, like, I put clamps on the night before, I glue it up, you know, and then I wait until it's dry and then go at it. So I don't have like a schedule, but I would like to in the future, you know.
Do you work in the day?
In Richmond. You know, out of a wood shop. Yeah. And so I'm just like, my dream and goal is to have a facility where I can like have like all the things I need to make my work, you know.
I'm not,
but it's
cool.
I have that.
It's very overwhelming for me.
No, it's cool to do it in the living room, in my living room like this. So that's another reason why I stay organized, because doing sculpture, doing music in my apartment, I have to keep. I don't want to get too much visual congestion or too much noise. So it kind of is like good for my mind. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Sometimes I like to wear like clothes that shouldn't get paint on them, so I can keep it clean. Otherwise, I'll just like get in a trance. But anyway, that's so cool. Yeah.
And to answer your question, I think that's kind of like where like an art agent would help as far as scheduling, because I do it based on inspiration, but I'm very dedicated and committed to it when I'm in those windows of time. But as far as managing those windows of like deep like work, I don't have, you know, like a regiment like that, you know.
Yeah, it's sounds like you. Yeah, I was just. I know it was going to be a hard question. It's hard for people to think about their routine, but. How do you get down to work? You just have a project, you need a deadline?
Yeah, like, well, the thing is, it's hard for me to stop working sometimes.
You're passionate.
Yeah, so But right now in this season, it's like get this repair done, get the album finished.
Yeah.
I kind of am working towards clarity. That's what I want to, you know, saying, you know, being able to like not always take on every opportunity that comes my way. You know, being able to like, you know, focus on my priorities. You know what I mean? So I'm just figuring it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
totally. And then I would love to hear more. I want to hear more about your background, but we can talk about that.
Yeah.
But just about you juggling everything. So you have music, which is so beautiful and like arty, and then you have these beautiful sculptures, and those are two completely different things.
Yeah.
But do you feel there's overlap, or why wood and music? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a really hard question, kind of.
Yeah. Can you give me a second?
Yeah.
I'll be right back. Do you guys want water?
Everybody wants to know what because they're in conversation. Your 3D, you know, wooden works. I don't know what you call them, and then like to me they're alien. And then your musical side. So at some point, I'd love to hear about how they talk to each other.
Recently, like this is for a long time I've kept them separate. You know, but having the record release party and then linking up with Minnie has been a perfect opportunity. I mean, people have said in the past, like, it would be cool for you to do do your rap music or your music while having an art show. But I feel like in this season, my music has evolved to the point where it actually sounds like my sculptures. Like my music is more free and open, and my sculptures are free and open. For a long time, I had a hard time thinking about how my lyricism and rap would like connect with the sculptural stuff, and that's why I'm open to just the evolution or just the mystery of just moving forward without really trying too hard.
It's better.
Yeah, because 10 years ago, I wouldn't have like thought about doing an art show with my sculpture because it didn't.
You're like, it has to go.
Yeah. So
when you let go of control, you know, more magic can totally happen.
Right. Yeah. So I'm just excited. I'm excited for the results that are happening from just connecting with people. You know what I mean? You know, just connecting with people and just excited from like, you know, Minnie asking, would you like to do your record release here? And it just so happened that we did a group show together. So why not bring your art and the music together, you know.
Do you know William Kentridge? So he's a South African artist, and I guess his work's about the apartheid sometimes. But he did charcoal drawings, and then he also was in theater. Okay. And he tried to do other things, and everyone was like, "Just be an artist. Like everybody knows you're an artist. So just stop trying to be something else."
Okay, gotcha.
So he started bringing theater into his drawings. Okay. It's like you a little bit. And then making stop motion with his drawings. So I don't know, I think it's just really interesting that you have really two right now, right? Or do you have 3 mediums or 2? I know.
I mean, people have said that when you know, the way I organize my space, the way that I make my food, or I don't know if you've seen the plates that I make.
Is it intentional or is it?
I can't help myself.
Like the poetry in the hallway.
That came from. I was going through like a lot last year after passing of 2 family members, a breakup, and then I was like leaning on and just having more routines that allow me to like have reflection. And you know, sometimes when you reflect on stuff or you journal stuff, you keep it in a book, you know. Or you keep it tucked away, or you close the book, and then you may or may not get back to it. So I don't know why, but I thought to myself it would be a good idea to have it in a place where I can remind myself of what's helping me get through this process. And so that's why I was like, I don't care. I'm feeling an instinct to put it on my wall.
No, it's such art. Yeah, I brought it up because I'm like, you're walking into Memento. You know, I'm like, this dude's an artist. He can't help himself.
It's cool. It's cool. While it was like, you know, as time went on and, you know, the wall got accumulated with all those little notes and sayings and stuff like that, I opened the door one day and then the wind blew and all of them fluttered. And I was like, it was just kind of
like Daddy.
No, it was just like it was just beautiful to see the connection between like the airflow and then the fluttering of the paper on the wall, which just kind of like inspires me to want to probably do that in an art show, you know, or have an engagement with the audience where they can write letters and then I can place them in a place that has wind flowing and then you can see.
Or your music video.
Or anything, music video. Yeah, but I forget where we were.
No, I love text in shows. Yeah, I think it's totally underrated.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Yeah, thank you.
I just wanted to ask because you were telling me a little bit about your background. It sounded like you've lived here. Where were you born again?
In England.
Can we hear about your back?
Can we go in the living room?
Whatever you want.
I know that when I'm making my work, I'm coming from a pure space, a raw space. I'm feeling out the materials, what their capacity is, and what the extent of the material can do. And then I'm like, I think people need me to break this down for them. And so sometimes I have really, really good concepts about it. And then I feel good about it for a while. And then I'm like, I don't know, I'm just trying hard to fit, you know.
Yeah. Does it feel authentic to you when you say?
It's almost like, it does feel authentic. And then there's this feeling of like, what is the feeling like?
The writing doesn't suffice to.
No, it's like I'm discovering parts of myself. You know, it's like I'm investigating myself by trying to add literature to it or add a narrative to it. So it feels good at times, but then there's times where it feels like I'm ambivalent about it. You know, and so I'm like.
Super interesting.
You know, and that's why I ask questions on what other people feel. But when I hear what people reflect back to me, it resonates. You know? And then I think about how valuable that is or how useful or necessary it is to.
It's super interesting.
Yeah.
I'm just processing what you're saying.
So can you talk about your first album?
My first album.
You released today, right?
Yeah. It's called.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
That's great.
Yeah, so basically it's called A Hue of Meaning because of like some of the transition that I went through in late 2023 with my pops passing and grandma and breakup.
I'm with you.
Yeah, and so like time is funny because before the album, a year before all that happened, my friend had asked me to be a part of this thing called the Kamsa Project, which focuses on the 5 stages of grief, and each artist had to do one stage one of the stages of grief.
Ooh,
and
that's cool.
We did did a whole like piece for it and presentation for it. And so it kind of, I feel like in a way the universe was setting me up for what was to come. And I had never written about grief before, you know, and so there was that music that connected to that experience, you know, even though I had no clue that, like, I had no inspiration to write about grief at all. But the album is basically just a reflection of how I was able to learn all these lessons through the process and see life in a way that I've never seen it before. So it became like a new hue or a new color of meaning to life, you know, in ways that I've never, like paying attention to the sensations in my body and learning that even the pain can be a form of beauty as far as the universe having the capacity, allowing us to have the capacity to even be sad is a perspective, you know, and just going inside and seeing what happens to your body when you're going through these hard times, you know. And so just and then learning about how to like detach or delabel from the experience, you know, or reframe it or relabel it, you know. So like for me, sometimes when bad things come up now, I just say it's inbound turbulence, you know, or my friend says weathering.
That's a beautiful one.
You know, and so.
That's like more graceful.
Yeah, because then you have more agency and power over it rather than it having power over you. Because if you just allow the sadness or the fear to like take over, then you're kind of being swung around in all these different ways and have no control. And so, you know, and I think also too is like, just knowing that like pain, sadness, fear, grief, and all these things, you're never gonna escape them. Even though I went through what I went through, it didn't like dismiss the fact that I'm gonna encounter these things again in the future. So I learned how to like find the beauty in the waves of like happiness and sadness, and then learn how to like turn those monsters into minions. So now I allow them to come through, but then I dictate how long they stay, or how, you know, how to control.
I think that's good.
What tools are you using to do this?
I mean,
how are you doing?
You mean when it happens?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Just
like
that,
do you kind of like, as you said, like you try and feel what's going on in your body, like the sensations, and just feel it, or does meditation help?
Oh yeah. So since situations reoccur like that, what happens is something may like throw me off, and then I reflect to the past time that same thing or similar thing had happened, and then think about how I reacted the last time, and then when it comes in the next time, I tell myself, do I want to respond to this in the same way that I did before? Am I even allowed to respond differently?
Ooh.
So I think
it gives you that kind of leeway.
Yeah, so I'm referencing from my past experience on how to act now.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a tool, but I'm just.
But you're strengthening.
It's definitely a tool.
Huh?
It's definitely a tool because you're aware of what helps you.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So then, as it comes in, I feel the sensation of like the ickiness or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then I just call it. I say like, that's energy, or this is just energy.
Yeah. That's what. Yeah,
it's
what
just
my therapist says.
Yeah. Even when good things happen, even for the album or the listening party, there's sensations that feel like, oh, is this fear, or like, or what? Why am I attaching fear to it? Is it because I'm thinking of attendance? Is things gonna go well? Yeah. Is the music gonna go out? I'm thinking of all these things, and it's like, it can be fear, but it's like an expansive fear rather than it being like a crippling fear, you know?
You're letting it kind of float away.
Yeah, because your brain,
You know?
Your brain is supposed to cover those things. It's like your checklist. You're supposed to go over those things when you're doing
fear
events.
and excitement, they're kind of mixed. You know?
Yeah, it's kind of a mixed thing. It's like which one is it? So that's why I just call it energy. I was like, oh, this is energy happening. Stop calling it fear, anxiety, and all that. Just let it go through you. And once you pay attention to it, you'll see that it dissipates over, obviously over time it'll dissipate. Yeah. But when you pay attention to it dissipating, you have more control, because now you can say, this energy that's quote unquote icky or ugly is gonna last maybe 16 hours, or like different ones last longer. Like if you're in a relationship and somebody and your partner says something to you that pushes your buttons.
That lasts a week.
Like, oh, this one's 3 days. Oh, this one's a week. Yeah. And so if you know that, if you already know,
that's its own thing. You don't need to make it last a week.
Yeah, exactly.
But this is wisdom. I just have to interject that my mom makes getting older look really good, and to me this is wisdom. Is getting the tools and realizing you can grow. I feel happy getting older because it's like, oh, these things, you get so you get so smart about how to handle situations that there's a certain pride in that. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying, kind of?
Yeah, when you say, when you're cerebral with it.
When you have tools like you do, you kind of learn that you can handle life, and that makes getting older more fun, kind of. That it's not this scary process of like, oh shoot, I'm gonna have grief again.
Oh yeah, no. Well, that's the thing I tell my friends. It's like I admire people who are older, because when you encounter people that are older, they're seasoned. You bring your young problems to old people, and older people are like, oh, you're going through that thing. So I feel like we don't have to wait until we get old in order to have the wisdom of contentment. We can have contentment now. So
you sound wise.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it. And I feel like just being less cerebral and more like bringing the brain down into the feeling space, and then honoring the feeling no matter how hard the feeling is or how happy. Because even with sheer happiness, the pendulum's gonna swing back, and then you're gonna be, it's like if you know, like people who do drugs, it like exhausts their dopamine. Then the next day they're like super sad, And even if you don't do drugs, if you're super exhilarated and happy, your body has to handle that happiness. The deep laughter, the joy. It's handling. So I remember one time I was at a studio and in Mexico, and we had a whole night of music where we were just like, everything was like 100%, and we were just like hitting it, hitting the target, like making really good music. And the next day I came down into the studio, it was like 3 of us, and I'm sitting there, and I just told everybody, I was like, hey man, I feel really sad for some reason. I just wanted to let everybody know. And then my friend who was like the engineer, he turned around, he was like, Gavin, you remember last night? I was like, yeah. Remember how like we were laughing really hard and we made the music and we were just like, we were mind blown off of the things we're creating. I was like, yeah, and he was like, yeah, you just exhausted a lot of dopamine. Your body's trying to recalibrate right now.
I always grieve after really fun stuff.
Yeah, and I didn't realize.
I would like cry.
Yeah.
Sometimes when I was little.
Yeah.
If something's really fun, that was a unique event.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah, and then to get back, you had to like purge the tears. Yeah.
I mean, it's just we're feeling.
Yeah, we're feeling people. So even the happiness, you have to be kind of like, mindful of how much you want to exhaust. You know what I mean? So it's like a space of like kind of like being stoic. Not unfeeling.
I really think of Buddhism. The tree. They always say the tree. You want to be a tree and be unwavering in the wind, and that kind of sounds similar to what you're saying. Right,
just a little bit, a little bit each way,
and just don't let the wind knock you over.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah.
That's the point,
I like that. Yeah.
But that's what I see expressive, expressionism now in your pieces, because there's so much of that. I don't know what's the word. I wish I was more educated about the word, but that flow of emotion, you're trying to kind of, this is you focusing on
the
on
moving of
your emotion.
Oh, right. Yeah, I can see
they're
that.
They're kind of really feeling pieces.
That. Yeah, I can see exactly what you mean.
Like they're not just like alien pieces.
It's like movement of energy cycling back and in and of itself, going within and of itself. You
directing. I think that's a beautiful statement.
Well, that's another part of the work within the work that I do. It's very like structural and rigid at times as far as like the construction of it.
Yeah.
But then it's when you like zoom out, it's kind of, it has the flow in it too. I think that's kind of like
those lines.
Yeah.
I only have a couple more minutes. I'm so sad.
Was what I was saying clear?